Dear Jodie, I love you. I love the sound of your voice, the way you smile. I love the little noises you make in your sleep.
It begins not with a fight or a goodbye, but with stillness, that aching, echoing silence that follows after two hearts have stopped beating in rhythm. Jodie sits by the window of her small flat, a soft gray light spilling over her hands. Between her trembling fingers lies an unopened letter, her name written in Anna's handwriting.
The way you would hold me tight if I tried to roll away. I love the way you wear your hair. I'm sorry for leaving. It was the hardest decision I've ever had to make.
The same looping curves she used to trace while they lay together in bed, whispering about forever.
You wrote me a lovely letter.
You read it then?
Of course I did.
Nothing changed.
I wrote you a letter back.
The sight of it alone feels like a wound reopening, the kind that heals only to ache again when touched. There was a time when Anna's laughter filled the air like music, when morning smelled of coffee and sunlight, and warmth pressed between them.
Dear Anna, I love you too. More than I can write down in words. Although I'll never understand the choice you made.
They were inseparable, two women caught in the illusion that love was enough to fix everything. But time with its quiet cruelty began to unravel them.
You wrote me a lovely letter.
You knew all those things already, though.
Did I?
Of course. Love always. That's what we used to say, remember?
Words went unsaid. Feelings went unshared. What was once tender turned tense, and what was once intimate began to feel like distance.
Although I'll never understand the choice you made. I just hope I had an impact on your life. I hope I made you happy.
They still loved each other. That was the hardest part, but the weight of unspoken pain grew heavier than either of them could carry. Anna was the first to walk away, not in anger, but in quiet surrender. Sometimes leaving is not an act of betrayal. It's the only way to breathe again. Jodie stayed behind, surrounded by traces of a life now half empty. Anna's sweater hung on the chair. Her perfume lingered faintly in the sheets. Even silence had taken her shape. Jodie tried to move on, but every ordinary thing became a reminder. Every song, every place they had been. The absence of Anna became a presence of its own. Days turned into weeks before Jodie found the courage to open the envelope. Her heart pounded as she unfolded the letter, her eyes scanning the familiar handwriting. The words were few, but they carried the weight of everything left unsaid.
I love you. I love the sound of your voice, the way you smile. I love the little noises you make in your sleep.
Anna wrote not to apologize, but to explain. She confessed that she had lost herself inside their love, that she needed to step away to remember who she was before them. She wrote that what they had was real, but some love are meant to shape you, not to stay. There were no bitterness, only tenderness, a quiet kind of love that still wanted Jodie to heal, even if it meant letting her go. Tears slipped down Jodie's face, but they felt different this time. Not like grief, but like release. She finally understood that closure doesn't always come in the form of reunion. Sometimes it comes through understanding. Sometimes love's final act is to let the other person go with grace. She folded the letter slowly, pressing the paper against her chest before placing it back inside the envelope. Outside, the sun had begun to rise, washing the room in gold. Jodie breathed deeply, her heart still aching, but somehow lighter. For the first time in months, she smiled, not because she had stopped missing Anna, but because she could finally carry that love without it breaking her apart.
Want more queer content? Then please subscribe and hit the notification bell.